Yes, one more time again, yeah man. In the meantime, CurlyLoxx the Vice Box. Yes, me there, Rasta.
So let's get into it, my brother.
Yeah man.
Good.
All right. Watch out now. This is the continuation, yeah man, on the same topic. Yes. Pay-renting, part 2. All right, watch out now, as usual. This part of the program is brought to you by Vice Box Studios, the voice of a nation, and Madvert Multimedia. If it's not Madvert, it's not an advert. I'm going to read the letter of the day now. The letter of the day coming from Sharonda Williams. Sharonda say, "Good night, CurlyLoxx, the Vice Box. I really enjoy In the Meantime. It sheds light on everyday issues people face. I like your very unique approach to getting to the root of the problems instead of dwelling on and repeating the same problems with no solution all the time like the average host. I have a problem, however, that I would love your advice on. Ever since I was little, me and my sister found it very difficult to get along most of the times. She was always angry at me for some reason or another, and it seemed no matter how humble I tried to live and be with her, nothing seemed to please her. Before being introduced to In the Meantime, we did not speak for a while, and I decided, as I usually used to do back in the day, that I would be the bigger one, even though I'm younger," she put that in a bracket, "to break the ice and confront the demons of our past. Because of your show, I see things very differently now and decided that I was wrong about a whole lot of things on my part. I also recognized where she was wrong also and hoped she would recognize that. I apologized to her for my many misunderstandings, and she did the same after I introduced her to In the Meantime. However, on various occasions, I would hear from friends or close family things that she is still saying about me behind my back. And also, whenever she is around, I can sense the same tension that I should not feel in her presence if indeed our issues were resolved. I want to ask you, how do I know when I or anybody else have genuinely changed? God bless you, CurlyLoxx. Keep up the good work." All right, Sharonda, give thanks. Yeah, man, respect. All right. When somebody change, it means that them genuinely accept that there is a fault on their part and them put in every single effort to change that fault. However, if them keep the same opinions where them did farm of you or anyone else out of ignorance, and then them come in contact with any kind of information will make them realize that them did wrong, yet them hold on to these opinions same way, then them don't change. Them just a mask, or me should I say hide. And that shows that the ego will create all of the problem them in the first place, still in a full control of them. If you have to talk about anything related to any kind of flaw where them have or mistake where them making in the past, and them cut in at the middle of the conversation because them can't tolerate a reasoning about the same faults where them claim for change, then them don't change. And if them stop openly disagree with you, but instead stay silent when them disagree, because them know what you get for say, them did actually disagree. When you prove them wrong again in the future, then them don't change. And if, for example, you introduce them to a program like In the Meantime and them say, yes, them believe and I recite all these wonderful things. If them come with this information, you know, where them claims to change them life, and you can remind them, say, at the point here, you never used to believe this, or you never used to do that, and you used to violently oppose to all a thing like this, where you say, or I do know, then them don't change.
They're pretending.
Yeah, man, when I say them I try move on, like, all of this thing where them know from them born, and them never make a mistake yet, and them refuse to see themselves as flawed, in the present or the past, then them don't change. Them just use all ignorance to manipulate new knowledge, like me always say. And if you are the person where I do all of what I just outline, then you don't change. That's why I believe enough to listen what people say if you watch what them do.
Most people putting on a show, you're saying, my brother.
Exactly, brethren, because that's why you see most religion where them require of converts. After you see people say them change. Where you think them require of converts?
Let's pretend I don't know. You
all right, where you think?
What is it?
One word, man. Confession. Because anybody will do have the ability to confess things where them claim for Lego, freely in front of 50,000 people or the whole world. Them not change, them still in the firm grips of them ego. Or the devil, if you want to call it so. So Sharonda, big up yourself, man, for be a valuable listener, like the whole In the Meantime army, man. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Yes. Alright. Moving on, you know, alright. The comment of the day is coming from Fabian Spence. Yeah, man, Fabian Spence. Good evening. I am Fabian Spence from Darliston. I have been listening to all your programs for a long while. But ever since, In the Meantime, I learned so much from the program. It has changed my world and life. I decided to put decided to put in some of the things into play, like the courage to offend. Ever since I started that, people at my workplace start to move one away and start call me P with some dot and then the Y. I think all of we know about that. All right. Them say, basically, them say I'm informer and all of that. I don't care about them because my life start get better. I now have more job opportunities. I look at life more positive now. So I can say, In the Meantime is like a life plan by itself. Trust me, not all can listen to this program and admit that them been doing things the wrong way all them life. And them put the objective truth in a bracket. All right, Fabian Spence, respect, man. Yeah, man. Much admiration for the courage we take to make such a step. That's the first thing we want to say to the eye, man. Because I know it take a lot to do the right thing in our world where we laugh at the wrong things when 95% of people are in a particular way and only the 5% few have the courage to walk a certain way, man. So respect. I'm happy to know, say, yeah, my experiences in life could have come help you with your direction. Commendable move, man. You're going to find that things get easier when you make up your mind and nothing is supposed to be easy. Yes. Alright, why not the news, you know? Alright.
Something surprising as usual.
Make us see, no? Alright. So this I say. Some time ago, a 5-year-old girl, well, some article and some news that say 7-year-old. Alright, I just say one little girl. A little girl get banned from Kensington Primary School in Jamaica for wearing her dreadlock hairstyle. Now the girl's mother, Shireen Virgo, 29-year-old Shireen Virgo, said that her daughter was accepted to Kensington Primary School in a suburb of Kingston. All right, suburb, a.k.a. uptown. Boy, I don't know when that's up there. All right, it continued to say, she was told by the principal that her daughter would have to cut off her locks, which have been growing ever since she was 1, or find another school. She refused, stating that the hairstyle was based on her family's beliefs. It was later alleged that a statement went out from the principal who stated that the reason for the rejection of the child was based on hygiene purposes, namely lice.
This situation is overdosed on sadness
of course,
and ridiculousness.
I mean, more than sad and more than ridiculous, Virgin. Because what them are going to say right now, lice not attracted to cream hair. Or them half-inch, low-cut hair without locks. So I'm sure say, whole heap of people who go to school at them style.
This is a crying shit.
Yeah, man, of course. Well, you know, so me believe separation are the cure for stupidity. So, I wonder why this Rasta family was so deep in them culture would have forced to send them picnic around school when I teach nothing but Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley. Only Christopher come buck us and fuck us and create a ruckus. And guys like Henry Dagan and the Buccaneers, Alexander the Fake and them white guy there. Why you don't homeschool the child? No be a Rasta the home. And furthermore, how so much rich Rasta in a Jamaica in a music and otherwise, and them cannot build a school to educate them children in the truths and rights where them defend.
An excellent point, but the question is, my brother.
What that?
Yeah. How can it be that after all these centuries of class division, could it be that we are encountering these kind of prejudices in 2020, my brother? I don't get it.
I tell you, so we are look on the superficial aspect of everything too much and we are get distracted from the spiritual reality of what things really are in our world.
You think so?
Yeah, man, because watch ya. A spiritual warfare this, we are raged from the beginning of time. A war between truth and lie and good and evil in a man's consciousness. And it manifests itself in a different time period and different people and different situation. for thousands and thousands of years.
An example?
Nothing no new.
An example, perhaps?
All right. Let me show you what I mean. All right. I say it already, I say it again, because repetition, that's how people learn.
That's true.
This war between these conflicting opposites in our consciousness, they behind every conflict, whether marital, whether work-related, or even religion. It's not a Christian problem. It's not a Muslim problem. It's a spiritual problem. They behind all problems.
What's the long and short of it, my brother?
Yeah, get to that bridging, man. Hold on, man. I want to you.
Just-
We have to get to the spiritual root of everything in order to understand what we are looking upon. So watch here. Let me ask you something. What is power?
Let's pretend I don't know. You tell me.
All right. In my opinion, power
yes.
is simply control over public opinion. And that's how the governments of the world been ruling people and controlling them for ages.
But what's the long and short?
We ain't no bread, we
Get
are
to-
reach
to-
back
to-
up there, so man.
to
Hold
that
on. And that's why so much people suffer, so you know. Because they don't want to deal with the spiritual process of nothing at all. They just deal with the idea and just want a yes or no answer. Nothing no go so brethren. Everything connect.
All right, continue.
Yeah, man.
Continue.
So just hear where I say, brethren.
Okay.
Power is control over public opinion.
Public opinion.
Them control the narratives or the story then where them put in at the media.
Storylines.
Your belief system. And then you farm your opinions around this belief system. And make choices where always benefit them. So control of public opinion is the currency of the ruling class. Without that, them now have no power. No Rasta or any other kind of group will embrace this kind of consciousness, or this kind of truth. Embrace a truth will threaten the power of these ruling class whose livelihood or survival is based on the lies where they make we live. Now when Rasta educate the fooling class about the many deceptions of the ruling class, what do you think are going to happen?
Some kind of inquisition or crucifixion of sorts, as was made obvious in 1963, where Rastafarians were crucified by the government simply for not conforming to traditional norms, my brother. It's so sad.
Funny, you should have said crucifixion, you know. I'm going to show you again how the spiritual reality I go way back. And it's not new. So I'm going to take the story of Jesus. I'm quite aware of the brainwash aspect of this Jesus story. But I believe the Bible is one of the only lie we are true.